Good morning, Keller Williams, and welcome back to the KW Command 66-Day Challenge 7.0. And today is day 33. So today we wrap up our campaigns training, getting into the final campaign, which is email campaigns. So we're going to show you how to create an email campaign and send out that email to contacts in your database. Let's jump into the Megaphone, the campaigns applet here. And we will take a look at the email tab once again, because this is a demo account, completely empty. However, you do see that you do have some metrics that you can track when doing email campaigns, including how many you've sent out, how many recipients of those campaigns you've had, how many of those emails have actually been opened, and then if you had anything that the user could click on, how many clicks you have received as well. So let's show you kind of what that looks like to create an email campaign by starting with the big blue button in the top right hand corner. As always, we're going to click on Create Campaign. We're going to choose Email. And just like with our other options, we need to name the campaign. So let's say, again, we're advertising our newest property that was just listed. And that's going to be at 123 Main Street. And I would put the date that the campaign went out, just like we did with our postcards and ad campaigns. In this case, again, we're still advertising the listing. Remember, this doesn't impact the effectiveness, just for tracking purposes for Keller Williams. Now, with your KW Command account, you do receive 5,000 free emails per month through our Command email program. Now, if you've had MailChimp in the past, want to continue using MailChimp, Command does integrate with MailChimp for email-based commands. For me, if I'm getting 5,000 emails for free, I'm going to use those first and maybe even purchase some additional ones. As you can see in the background, you do have the ability to upgrade your account for more emails if you need them. But we're going to stick for Command Email for this demo and go ahead and create the campaign. This brings up our campaign modal, kind of our editor screen here. And so as always, the first step allows you to rename your campaign or change your campaign goal. And in this case, you can see what channel we're running for our email. Next up, you can see the account from which this would be sent, and this should be your email, your KW email that you have associated with your Command account. Next up, we have to decide who's going to receive the actual email. And the first step there is to actually create a list of recipients. So we would do that by clicking on Create List. And then from here, we can list the names of the receivers. So in this case, it may be, we could do an all contacts one here. And so I would just come through. Now, if you have a bunch of contacts in your database, this may not be the best route to go. But in this case, we don't have a ton. So we could choose Select All. And it's going to select all 11 of our fictional characters to receive this email. In addition, we could select a tag to select just a group. We showed this earlier when we did our mailing campaigns. We could choose just those with the cartoon tag, in which case 4 of our fictional characters would receive this email. Let's go ahead and go that route. So we've got a tag associated, and we've got 4. We're going to click on Confirm. And we now have created this list. Now, I probably should have edited the name of that list, but you understand how that goes. We can click on Edit to change who's going to receive, right? So I can come in here and change this list name. This is actually cartoon characters. And we have just those 4 selected. So there we go. So now we've changed the name of the list. And you can see if you have multiple lists, you can choose it from the drop down there. Who's it being sent from? So again, this is pulling from our marketing profile, our name, and then the reply to email address. Next up, we've got the subject line. So what do we want the subject of the email to read? Check out this new amazing property just listed for sale. Something along those lines. You might want to be a little bit more creative. How a stronger call to action. Why would they want to look at the property? What's the selling point of the property? What's really kind of specific about that property that they're going to fall in love with? Something along those lines. But in this case, we're just going to use this as our subject line. And then finally, we need to select the design that will be associated with this email campaign. Now, we're going to get to designs shortly in the challenge here, but we go ahead and click on Select Design. At this point, you would be taken into your personal design library, where if you had created designs previously, you could select one of these. Or we can go into the KWRI templates and see all of the available email templates. You can see there are 72 in total. And so we could just keep going through, load more, load more, load more, and see all of the different ones that were available. And in this case, we would probably want to choose a just listed one. So you can go through and see, here's a luxury just listed. Let's see, in the classic, they're probably down here. So classic just listed template. When we choose these, it's actually going to take us into the design editor, which we're going to do this in a different actual challenge where we go through designs and show you how to create an email design. But at this point, we're just going to click on save. And it's going to say, hey, your marketing merge tags failed. You're definitely going to want to make sure that this gets corrected. I'm going to click on close. And at this point, we would have to go through our marketing profile and determine kind of what went wrong. I'm not sure if it's going to allow us to do that. So let's see if we click on save. Excuse me. Do you want to save the changes? Yes, we do. I think we're going to have to just get out of this box. Sometimes we have some issues with the demo account. So you can see what ends up happening there is that because we didn't have everything linked inside of our demo account, that actual design would not let us load. But essentially, when we finish that last step of having the actual design selected, then we can move forward and actually choose to either schedule the email campaign, send it out immediately, or save it as a draft. So let's go back through that real quick, and you would see that we have everything done. We've actually got our subject line entered, we've got our design. Then at the very top, you see the 3 different options. So we can save this as a draft, come back and work on it later. We can schedule it to go out in the future, or we could immediately send it now. By the way, once we had selected that design without the issues we're having with this demo account, it would actually show up here on the right-hand side, and you could see what that actually looked like and kind of move forward from there as well. So that's it for today, guys. Pretty simple, straightforward example of how you can create an email campaign. It'll make a little more sense when we go into the design challenges and show you how to create that email design template. But for right now, just remember it's about choosing the recipient list and then a subject line and choosing the design template that goes with it. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day, and as always, I look forward to talking to you again real soon.